Speak for any of the items, please see Jennifer.
Is everyone signed up to speak? What time you?
They've got 2 minutes.
Welcome, everybody. We're here for our city council meeting, and notice was hereby given pursuant to the Texas Open Meetings Act, Governing Code Statute 551, that the city of Smithville will conduct a council meeting on Monday, May 11th, 2026 at 6 p.m. in the council chambers of City Hall, 317 Main Street, Smithville, Texas. I call this meeting to order. Councilman Meek, will you please lead us in the pledge and prayer? Sure. The next item we have is the proclamation for Police Officers Memorial Day and National.
And I wasn't signed up to do it, but I'm happy to do it.
Would you please do it? Thank you.
Go.
Thank you, Kathy.
Dear Lord, thank you for bringing us here tonight. It's a special night. It's a night for winners. And that's all of us. And it's a night to elect new officials coming in to help direct our city in the right direction. It's a night to contemplate where we've been and where we're going. So, dear Lord, please, by your grace, give us all the strength and guidance we need for the new leaders and us old leaders leaving as well to decide what path we're taking, and all of us work together to meet those goals in the future for the future of this great city. In your name I pray, amen.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a proclamation for National Police Week. Whereas the Congress and President of the United States has designated May 15th as Peace Officers Memorial Day and the week in which May 15th falls as National Police Week. And whereas the members of the law enforcement agency of the Smithville Police Department play an essential role in safeguarding the rights and freedoms of the city of Smithville, and whereas all citizens must know and understand the duties, responsibilities, agency hazards, and sacrifices of their law enforcement agency, and that the members of our law enforcement agency recognize their duty to serve the people by safeguarding life and property, by protecting them against violence and disorder, and by protecting the innocent against deception and the weak against oppression. And whereas the men and women of the law enforcement agency of the Smithville Police Department unceasingly provide public service, now therefore Mayor Forrester of the city of Smithville, on behalf of the Smithville City Council, call upon all citizens of Smithville and all patriotic, civil, and educational organizations to observe the week of May 11th through May 16th, 2026 as Police Week, with appropriate ceremonies and observance in which all of our people may join in commensurating law enforcement officials, past and present, who by their faithful and loyal devotion to their responsibilities have rendered a dedicated service to their communities, and in doing so have established for themselves an enviable and an enduring reputation for preserving the rights and security of all citizens. I further call upon all citizens of Smithville to observe Thursday, May 15th, 2026 as Peace Officers Memorial Day in honor of those law enforcement officers who through their courageous deeds have made the ultimate sacrifice in service to their community or have become disabled in the performance of their duty. Let us recognize and pay respect to the survivors of our fallen heroes.
Our next one is Motorcycle Safety and Awareness Month. I think we have a couple that have joined us. Whereas today's society is finding more citizens involved in motorcycling, and whereas campaigns have helped inform riders and motorists alike about motorcycle safety issues to reduce motorcycle-related risk, injuries, and most of all, fatalities through the comprehensive approach to motorcycle safety. And whereas it is the responsibility of all who put themselves behind the wheel to become aware of the motorcyclist and to obey all traffic laws. And whereas motorists are encouraged to become aware of the dangers involving in operating a motorcycle, and for riders and motorists alike to give each other mutual respect they deserve. Now therefore, I, Sharon Forrester, Mayor of the City of Smithville, do hereby proclaim the month of May as Motorcycle Safety and Awareness Month. In the City of Smithville, we urge all residents to do their part to increase motorcycle safety and awareness in our community. Come up.
Just watch out for us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Together. Hold on, come on back, I guess.
Oh. I didn't know if Judy was gonna ride a Harley in. No.
That was automatic, wasn't it?
Maybe next time.
Oh, the old smoky.
That's hilarious.
Thank you.
There you go.
Oh, she got it. Thank you. Thank y'all. Thank you.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Hope she gets fussy. Okay. Now I lost my glasses again. I know, I got to get organized here. Tonight, we're going to celebrate an incredible champion, Emery Bear. Whereas it is truly an honor to stand before you tonight and recognize an extraordinary young athlete whose discipline, dedication, and determination has set her apart, not only in competition, but as an inspiration to us all. And whereas Emery has achieved what a few can even imagine, she earned first place in the 132-pound weight class at the regional meet, breaking the record for overall weight lifted, and then won first place at the state meet, winning by an incredible 65 pounds. But Emery didn't stop there. And whereas she went on to compete on a national stage in Killeen, facing top athletes from across the country and rose to the occasion of becoming a national champion. And whereas what makes Emory's accomplishments even more special is the journey behind them. From a young age, her competitive spirit was clear. Whether climbing ropes in the gym or playing on the monkey bars, she always pushed herself to go higher, stronger, and further. That same drive carried her through high school. In her sophomore year, she became a regional champion, and in her junior year, a state champion. And whereas her success is no accident, it is a result of early mornings, hard work, and unwavering discipline, training day after day, often starting before most of us were even awake. And whereas Emory is the daughter of Ryan and Courtney Bear and comes from a family deeply rooted in the Smithville community, that foundation of support, faith, and hard work shines through everything she does. And whereas, Emory, your achievements remind us all what is possible when talent meets dedication. You have made your family, your school, your community incredibly proud. And whereas, it is my great honor to present this proclamation to an outstanding athlete, a record breaker, and a true champion. Now, therefore, I, Sharon Forrester, Mayor of the City of Smithfield, Texas, do hereby proclaim May 11, 2026 as Emory Bear Day. Yeah, go back. Next item. Approval of the minutes from April 13, 2026 council meeting and public hearing and April 14th special called council meeting.
Mayor, I make a motion that we approve the minutes from the April 13th, 2026 council meeting and public hearing and the April 14th special called council meeting.
I'll second that motion.
A motion's been made and seconded. Councilman Dedham,
Yes.
Meek,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Jameson.
Yes.
Next item, discussion and action on a resolution canvassing May 2nd, 2026 municipal government election. Is this where I read the numbers? The numbers came in today. Sharon Seidel Forrester, 425 for Mayor of Smithville. The next election was City Council Place 4, City of Smithville. Winnie Nika Griffin, 316. Mitchell Jameson, 284. Total votes cast, 600. City Council Place 5, City of Smithville, Kathy Meek, 252. Danya Tovar, 343. Total votes cast, 595. I need a motion.
I make a motion that we accept the resolution canvassing for the May 2nd, 2026 municipal general election.
I'll second that.
A motion's been made and second. Dunham,
Before we do that, I just want to point out the numbers that are up here are different from the ones, this is the official numbers
Yes,
coming from Bastrop County.
it
Like,
came in today signed.
just for clarity and confusion
You can
purposes.
share this with anybody. Thank you.
Yes.
Meek,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Jameson.
Yes.
Okay. Miss Councilman Meek and Councilman Jameson, will y'all come up front, please?
So big for it. Costs money. See?
This is our appreciation certificate presented to Kathy Meeks and Mitchell Jameson. Don't get them confused now. And we truly appreciate everything you dedicated to Smithville for the last 3 years.
Charlie didn't get hurt.
Is it time? Is it time? Okay. Well,
Thank
I just
you.
want to say thank you to all of you so much. It's been an incredible journey. I've loved it. And I thank you for your support and being here and being my friend. And I won't forget you, but I'm just down the street at the chamber. I'll have a different hat on, but I'm doing the same damn thing, okay? Pushing economic development, pushing projects, getting things going in the right direction. And we have some great collaboration we're going to do together with the chamber and the city. And it's going to be great. So I welcome Danya and I welcome Winnie. They're going to do great. Be strong, ladies. Go for it.
This leads us to our next part, administering pre-oaths and oaths of office to elected officials. Jennifer will administer their oaths. Danya Tovar, Emmy, and Winnie.
hand, and then just state your name when I pause. So I swear and affirm that you have not directly promised to pay or contributed or promised to contribute any money or thing of value or promised any public office or employment for the giving or withholding of a vote at the election at which you are elected or as a reward to secure your appointment or confirmation, whatever the case may be, so help you God. You do. That's your statement of office. Now the oath. In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas, I do solemnly swear and affirm that you will faithfully execute the duties of the office of Councilman Place 4, Mayor, Councilman Place 5, yeah, okay. And of the state of Texas, and will, to the best of your ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and this state, so help you God. I do. Okay.
We lost our two new council people. Oh, did they not get them?
We got business.
Okay, we did no.
Get in here. Up down there.
To the dais.
Yep.
What kind of soil you want?
Get yourself on dais there. girl.
Come on, girl.
Welcome. Welcome, Danya.
All right. That's a good one, Brandon. Okay, y'all two don't go down here. We'll let you get loaded.
We are on 9.
I got a packet for you. Okay.
Jameson's packets in the office. Did you get Jameson's packet out of the office?
I think it's us, though. Where's the number? Okay, next time we're gonna move on and she'll get, discussion and action on election of mayor pro tem. Our past mayor pro tem has been Jimmy Jenkins, and he's expressed that he would like to remain, so.
I would like to make a motion on a resolution supporting the nomination of Mayor Pro Tem Jimmy Jenkins. Oh. I would like to make a motion to nominate Jimmy Jenkins for Mayor Pro Tem.
I second the motion.
A motion has been made and seconded. I gotta get the right order now. Dunham,
Yes.
Tovar,
Yes.
Griffin,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Can't vote.
Washington.
Yes.
Okay. Welcome, Mayor Pro Tem Jimmy Jenkins. We're gonna get,
Thank you.
has anybody signed up for public comment?
Yes. The first one I have is Jeannie Rayleigh.
Hi, Jeannie. Will you come up and make sure the mic is on and introduce yourself to us all?
Testing. Okay. My name is Jean Rayleigh. We live on Garwood Street. My husband's here with us. Y'all voted to approve the minutes of the April 14th special council meeting. I have some comments about that, some questions I'd like to ask regarding what that was about. If I may, can I read the part of the minutes?
Mhm.
Discussion and possible action regarding utility bill structure and possible adjustments, including volunteer fire department associated expenses. Councilman Dunham made a motion to modify the existing volunteer fire department fee to a voluntary fee. Councilman Jameson seconded, and the vote was for Dunham, Meek, Jenkins, and Jameson, abstain, Washington. My question is regarding that, we know what that is all about. What plan does the city have for restitution of the charges of mandatory Smithville Volunteer Fire Department donations erroneously added to the city utility bills since the inception of those charges in late 2016 or early 2017? How does the city intend to refund those fees to those that were billed for them? The April 14th special council meeting states only correcting to the error that was to modify the existing fee from mandatory to voluntary. Why did you choose an opt-out instead of an opt-in so residents could choose the amount that they wanted to give to the fire department more than the amount of the $5 fee? I mean, we'd be happy to give them more than that a month because it's worth every dime. So I would just like to know if one of you could respond to those questions.
And if I can,
Please do.
in this format, whenever you're making a comment, the council isn't actually allowed to respond They can only hear the public comments.
So they can't respond to what was put into the,
Not until they get to the point to where that's on the agenda and they can discuss it amongst themselves, but at this point, they can't respond to the public comments.
okay.
However, I would like to add that we are in the process of coming up with a special session. We tried to schedule that this upcoming week, and we're coordinating schedules we're waiting for the new council members to get here so that we could have a special meeting to discuss anything and everything related to the fire department fee.
Thank you, Frazier. Will that special council meeting be open?
It will
Be,
be open to the public, yes.
thank you, sir.
Question of fact for the city manager. The fee prior to October of 2023 was voluntary, correct?
My understanding is that the fee was not voluntary.
Okay.
And I would actually ask maybe if Jennifer could confirm as well, because obviously, that's when I arrived.
It was always on the bill. I don't know that if they wanted to opt out, or if somebody came in and said they didn't want it on their bill, then yes, they would definitely take it off. But it was automatically on the bill.
And from what I understand, it was in October 2024 that it was added to the master fee schedule.
Yes.
Made it mandatory at that.
Correct.
And if I may make a comment, in fact, it started as a $1 fee. From what I have understood talking to people around 1988, it has been a fee that long. That is, according to people that I know that can go back and look at that and see it. We have, then it changed from the $1 to the $5. I don't know when we did that. I think that was like in 24. 24 is when we changed it to the 5.
Next, I have Lee Kilgore.
Oh, Ms. Kilgore.
Good evening. My name is Lee Kilgore, 403 Ramona. Council and Mayor, I would like to recommend that the utility department change the process of fire department donations from opt-out to opt-in. Due to the state law that Smithville is unable to collect $5 a month, the request should be an opt-in. Opting in is a clear message. It removes the possibility that someone didn't know about the volunteer option to give to the fire department. I further recommend that the fire department chief report back to council initially on a monthly basis and then quarterly to identify the number of utility customers that actually opt in. Thank you for your consideration.
Next, I have Ramona Blackman.
Welcome. Will you please state your name?
My name is Ramona Blackman. I stand before you as the Regional Property Manager of Smithville Gardens, AKA Independence Meadows. Half of my residents don't even know nothing about these meetings, and I need them to know about them because they are residents of Smithville, Texas. I agree with the ladies on the opt-in because my residents don't know the difference between opt-in or opt-out. And if you've been billing them, they probably couldn't afford it because, again, they own affordable housing. My email is on that comment sheet. I expect to have an email from you people that I haven't ever met, and I've been here 6 years. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you. Next.
That's all I have for this item.
Perfect.
Jennifer, would you mind sending the email out?
I sure will.
Discussion and action on authorizing expenditures from tax note per ordinance 2025 and 697. I think, go ahead.
The tax note expenditures, there are 3 specific tax note expenditures that are being requested by staff. One, or the first, is to purchase a switch. This is a quote that you received from Avanex. The switch is the backbone of the entire network for our communication system. It's the actual physical network. The power, everything routes all the data through the network. There are 2 switches that are going out that are over 15 years old, and council gave direction at the previous council meeting to get a quote and to move forward. This is the quote, and the amount is $35.58 which has been received from Lewis, who is our IT representative of Avanex. The second, wait, see if you go on the roll. The second quote is for the purchase of 2 laptops for the new council members Dana Tovar and Winnie Griffin. And the total of that is $27.97 and 44 cents. The last and final expenditure from the tax note is for a tree trimming, which has been completed at Oak Hill Cemetery, and that was approved at the last council meeting for $3,200, which brings us to a grand total of $9,556.03 for your consideration.
A question on the tree trimming. Didn't we approve that cost already?
Yeah.
We can handle it.
All right, Mayor, Council. So, yeah, last month we approved to get rid of all the trees at the Oak Hill Cemetery that were dead, stump grinding, everything. It's like 29,000. This quote was made last year, August 2025. We had a 90-day quote. The guy gave it back to us. He said, we'll keep the same price, no big deal. He's good. He got it. When he got out there and started the project, there was 4 more massive dead trees out there. 2, I think it says on there, yeah, 2 post oak and 2 cedar trees. He said, hey, I'll get rid of them while I'm here. $3,200, stump grinding, everything. So I'm just asking if we can approve the extra $3,200. All the dead trees, all the stumps are gone out of this Oak Hill Cemetery and done. So it'll be the 29 plus the 3,200.
Perfect.
So we're asking for.
Mayor, if you will entertain a motion.
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve expenditures from the tax notes per ordinance 2025697 at the city manager's discretion of which tax note for the invoice from Avanex for the switch, the other invoice for the 2 laptops, and also the tree trimming for the cemetery.
I'll second.
A motion's been made in second. Dunham,
Yes.
Tovar,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Griffin.
Yes.
Discussion and action on a contract with Nick Johnson for mowing city property. Any questions?
I think I'm doing it. Just go.
Nick, I don't know if you want me to go. Nick Johnson has been providing service to the city whereby he mows several locations for the city. Inside your packet, there is a copy of his contract. It points out also in the exhibit the locations that he does maintain on the city's behalf. One is Charleston Boulevard, Triangle at 95 and 71, the airport and the airport hangars, and he also maintains the crepe myrtles that are at the airport as well. And so his contract expired on January 31st of 2026, and if approved, this would be for a 3-year term with an option to renew for 1 year. We've greatly enjoyed the partnership, and we would like to continue with that contract if the council approves.
Does he also maintain the crepe myrtles on Charleston too?
Correct.
I do have somebody that signed up for all items. To Jeannie Rayleigh, do you still have comment on this one?
Thank you. I would like to know if that was a no bid contract. Did you accept other bids for those services?
No, we did not. The service was renewed at the gentleman's request.
So because the service is expired the end of January, the renewal date is now going to be backdated to February of this year. Is that correct?
The renewal date would be backdated to January, so it would expire again in January of 2029.
Okay, thank you.
And just if I can add a little bit of extra context, legally, the city is required to bid anything above $100,000 or more by state law. And so anything below, we have the discretion to not go that route.
I'd like to clarify the frequency of the 3550. So the payment, how often are we paying that?
That is a monthly charge.
Mayor, will you entertain a motion?
Yes, sir.
I make a motion that we renew the contract with Nick Johnson for mowing city property for 3 years with an additional year if approved by council.
I second that emotion.
A motion's been made and second.
A question on
Oops.
this, sorry.
No, you're good.
I had a question right as we started making the motion, so I just want to clarify things. Doing the math on this, it's a considerable amount of money, knowing that it's monthly. But my understanding is a lot of the work that he does at the airport is a shredder and not typical mowing. Is that correct?
I would have to ask if Sandy could,
Sandy.
Sandy, would you step up and thank you?
I guess my ignorant question, because I am not familiar with, this uses a tractor and not equipment that we have? or-
No.
No?
Everything he does is with a zero-turn mower.
Okay. So who does the baling? Because I know there's hay.
That's a hay contract that we have with the Herder Brothers.
Okay,
Yeah, totally separate.
okay.
And that is not part of the same ground. We've got a airport map and it's delineates who mows where
Okay.
and how often and how short. The one thing I can say on behalf of Nick and his coworker, if he needs to come out extra times, he doesn't charge for that, especially during the time. Oh, there's part of that right there.
So
But
red is him and the green is.
during the time of year, like now that we have the fly-in and we mowed last week prior and then got rained out or thought we were, he came out and he's coming back again this week. So there's multiple times a year where it needs extra mowing. He comes out and mows again. So I got to give him kudos for that.
So just so everybody knows, the fly-in is this weekend, correct?
Absolutely.
I just want to make sure everybody knew.
Yeah, thank you.
I guess a question, this may be for Edward and not for you, but I know Edward has been looking for another employee for mowing and stuff, and this is a 3-year contract, and that's a very sizable amount of money towards a salary. Does it make sense to work towards bringing this in-house so we can, even if that person is 40% available because they're mowing so much, I wonder if that's a path we should consider.
I would have
Nothing
to,
against Nick. I mean, it sounds like he's been doing a great job for a long time.
well, and this has been an arrangement that the city had prior for several years, is my understanding. I don't know what the capabilities to absorb the additional mowing is by Public Works. If Edward could speak to that, that's fine, but
I heard we have another tractor coming.
that is
Or-
true. However, the manpower required to maintain that much space would stretch our resources quite a bit.
Edward? I know.
I'm trying to help you get another person.
Man, listen,
So
more personnel, more stuff we can get done. I promise you that, but.
let me ask a question then. I guess this is a you and Sandy. How long does it take for Nick to mow the airport in his area? So these 1 day, 2 day, 3 days? 4 days. Thank you. That's what I needed to know. So that's 4 days that he's using. So that, to me, that works out. Thank you.
Good. I mean,
And if I could,
go ahead.
just to
Go ahead. Hey,
the average salary probably for someone in your crew would be above 35, correct?
Yes,
Give or take.
close, yeah. But
So with benefits included, that comes out to about 62 to 65,000. Maybe not exact, but we would figure the exact, but it's a significant amount more than,
And
the
lack of
point-
maintenance on the mower.
yeah.
Things like that too.
So it is actually a cost savings to go this route versus an actual full-time employee.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
with the personnel we have, it would be tough to try to even add somebody to get out there and do that 4 times a week, to get it done or whatever and stuff. So it's it's tough.
Yeah.
We help out too a little bit around some of the hangars and stuff that are owned by the city and stuff. So I'll have my parks crew out there some days and stuff, and it's a burden on them to try to be out there when they should be at the parks. So definitely,
Okay.
if you give them, I'll take them.
I was trying to get you.
I will take everybody. I'll take everybody and all the equipment I can.
You
get.
gotta find more budget.
Do it all. Thank you.
All right, Dunham,
Yes.
Tovar, Yes. Jenkins,
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Griffin.
Yes.
Okay. Discussion on sustainability partner contract.
I do have citizens signed up for this one. Do you want to hear them now?
Sure. Do we have somebody signed up?
Joanna Morgan.
Where's Joe? I didn't even see you in the corner. Welcome, Joanna.
He's in the corner. I'm Joanna Morgan. I live at 307 Ramona. And I'd just like to start out by saying I'm glad that this item is on the agenda for discussion only, because I think considering signing a master agreement with sustainability partners would be premature until we're a little further along with the planning on the ESG wastewater project. The offering that they have for long-term funding solutions that allow municipalities to carry out projects without upfront cost sounds very attractive, but that does provide predictability in that there will be a monthly charge. But I think we need to consider that in looking, whatever our funding source is, whether it's the traditional reliance on grants and tax notes that we've used in the past for infrastructure projects, where the city contracts it out and then manages the implementation and ongoing support. This would involve outsourcing some of those functions. And anytime you outsource, you're paying a service fee override on the cost of the project. And you're also losing a certain amount of control. And that's not to say that it's bad. Many times outsourcing, as we just discussed with the Nick Johnson project, if there's special expertise coming in or if there's work that can be done more efficiently, then quite often that can be a good solution. And I think it's certainly worth considering. But I think what we need to do is, before rushing into this, make sure that, number one, we have a good handle on what the project consists of. And then we also look at the option of other funding sources, either through a tax note. You know, there will be an impact on the citizens no matter which way we go. When you're spending this much money, the cost is going to be covered, however we fund it, through either a tax note or a bond or a tax increase or fees. So, you know, I think that I would urge you to speak with other municipalities, see what their experiences are, and make sure that we understand the ongoing cost and benefits and that those are clearly communicated to the citizens before we move forward. Thank you.
Jeannie, are you going to speak on this one?
No.
Jeremy, do you have anything to add?
No, just basic overview. We had the gentleman here the last, I think, 1 or 2 meetings ago. I don't remember the specific date. It may have been the last meeting. And the service that they offer is called Infrastructure as a Service, and this is more for the community to kind of understand. It's a model where Sustainability Partners funds and manages projects offering a utility-like month-to-month agreement where the city would be essentially the customer and we would pay a fee, and they would take care of all the maintenance and upkeep and on all that. And it could be used for different things. They do specialize with municipalities, universities, schools, and hospitals. The approach helps to kind of put off some of the upfront costs that's required, which is one of the benefits. But one of the drawbacks, some people might argue, is that it essentially locks us into an arrangement where we become the customer to our own system. So I think the point of having this on the agenda was simply to start the conversation or continue the conversation. I think it would be a good topic to dig further into personally, but it is the council's priority whether or not you want to move forward with that discussion or not.
I definitely do, but I would like to wait till legal gets here because I know they're going to be here.
Yes.
There's the exhibits and stuff. This is kind of the first time I've really seen a lot of this.
Yep.
And there's a lot of things in here that I would like them to clarify to make sure we're where we need to be, we're protected and everything else. I would like, as Ms. Morgan said, I would like for us to have contact with some of the municipalities that are using them expressly for wastewater so we can see how this arrangement has been working. We need to have a input, and then we need to give that input to the citizens so they know what's going on and how we're doing it. Yeah, this does mean town halls, and yes, I'll be able to take care of that, but it'll be a little bit down the line. I think we're gonna be about a month and a half before we even could even look at this and considering it, because this is millions of dollars. Okay? This is the most debt this city has taken on in a long, long time. So how we do this and how we communicate it is very important.
And our wastewater system is over 75 years old. And I don't know, I know Edward can talk about it, but there are a lot of moving parts that are wore out. So we are exploring all the options we can, bringing 2 new people on board. Welcome everything you have to bring discussion to the table, but the citizens, everyone will be involved, and we are trying the best we can to get the best option ever. And the new city manager is really exploring different options because we can't keep putting on the back of our tax people in this community. Our taxes are horrible. So we're all working toward the same goal here. And so this was just for discussion that you see where we are, and you good? Okay.
So I just wanted to potentially, it sounds like we may come back to this, but for the people that are here, because I'm not sure when Ryan will be here, but given you're in these weekly meetings or bi-weekly meetings, and for clarity for people, there are a few different partners involved. One is the actual engineer.
We have ESG, who is the overriding engineer. We have Reuse is the company that makes and will install and build the new plants. We have a grant company that is actually going out, and there are 2 major grants, and it looks like between $7 and $11 million we may be able to get in grants. I can't guarantee that. You can't guarantee a grant until they send it back to you and say you're in. But we are on the way to that. We have gone past the first hurdle and are on to the second one in that. These meetings are bi-weekly, and anytime Edward, myself, or Jeremy ask them a question, they get us an answer pretty quick. But the legal side of it, Ryan will be here tonight, and so I'm hoping to talk to him about this.
And then Sustainability Partners is a potential financing arm.
They
for
They are the financing arm, and basically what it is they pay for everything, and they actually will own it, and we will pay them a fee to operate it. And then, and as that fee is paid down, eventually that part becomes our own, is how I have heard them explain over and over about it.
But we have not seen it in writing. So we're waiting for the
yeah.
contract to see it in writing for everything that they're saying. Are they putting it in black and white? So that's where we are.
And I think
We're not going
for-
to take anything for granted.
I think for Ms. Morgan's concern that she put out there, I have been especially cautious of this approach. But as I've been learning more, we're now seeing the contract, so we're going to dive in. We're going to get word from the lawyer. But as I've been diving in and understanding more about it, this does actually seem to be a viable path that is going to reduce the risk to the city. It's not going to find ways of adding more taxes, adding more fees and things like that. And a lot of the way that we're looking to cover the cost is by working with other municipalities, other septic type companies and stuff like that to use our capacity to pay the cost on this. And so, and just frankly, the amount of time it's going to take to build it, we're going to be able to get to construction phase faster with them. And at any point, we can issue tax notes to buy them out of it. It's something that, yes, there's going to be costs. It's not going to be free. And they're frankly a private company looking to make money. But it does seem like there's some viability here.
And I think it's very important that in August is when ESG is going to come back to us with a 60 or 70% finish with the engineering report. So they will actually be breaking ground at that time. So we have to get all of this lined up beforehand to make sure that we convey everything to all the citizens, that we get your input, and everybody knows how we are going to do this. Because, you know, you need to be able to say what you feel, tell us what you want, and tell us what you don't want.
Perfect timing.
Welcome, Ryan.
Excellent.
just a
I
moment to
just
move this
have a
down the
lot
schedule.
of questions for you.
But at
Yeah.
the end, do you have a question?
Yeah, I do.
Do you need
Yes.
time for us to come back to this and then? Okay.
Let's,
Wait, Winnie,
Well,
yes, go ahead.
I just
please.
got a simple question. Could someone give a short and simple explanation of the value and benefits that are going to be provided to the citizens as a result of this?
the new, well, I can let Edward do this if Edward wants to. This is going to make it, our infrastructure is so antiquated and so bad. We are, at several times at the, one over here, the oldest one, Gasly, thank you. Gasly is, been out of compliance with TCEQ before. We've had problems with it. We're going to have to do something about that one way sooner than the other. But this will expand our capacity for future growth so that when neighborhoods, businesses, manufacturing, whatever we're going to have that's going to be on 71 and down 95, we will be able to accommodate that growth with impact fees and with other things. And that will take a lot of the off the backs of our current citizens, because these incoming companies will be helping to pay for most of it.
You got it. You said it right there, and I was gonna help you out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
we just need, our infrastructure needs to be redone.
Yeah, and quite honestly, Gasly is the biggest problem, but we're still in discussion about.
That's correct. Yeah, we're still having meetings, and we actually had reuse come down today and stuff, and we spent some time with him and everything and stuff. So there's a lot of moving parts going on right now as we speak. So a lot of stuff going on as we go. So day by day. So
And one of the things that is happening for everybody out there, the reuse and ESG are actually working with Edward and the operators that are going to be operating this, listening to their input so that we can get a tailored system that works for our people, works for our city, and works for our growth.
And I think also there's been a lot of hype over economic development, but this is,
This is the
even if
baseline.
we didn't want to grow at all, this is Gasly's going to fail.
yes,
We have to have a way to pay to replace it. And currently, we're essentially going to be mothballing Gasly.
it's Band-Aid as much as we can Band-Aid together. So before we know it, it's gonna bust loose and it's gonna be done.
And I know I've had personal complaints from someone who lives downstream of that particular treatment facility, finding items that clearly have come out of the septic system in her property. And so that is something that we just can't. put
We need to
Band-Aid on.
address. Okay, thank you, Edward. So this was just for discussion. We'll have lots more discussions. Next item is discussion and action on you.
Okay, all right. We just got these exhibits, Ryan. Okay, I haven't really seen any of the exhibits that are part of the Sustainability Partners stuff. Okay, I would really like for you to go through this and give us I guess dumb it down so I know exactly what they're talking about. Okay. Okay, because this is just legal mumbo jumbo about fees, et cetera, and it's confusing as it goes on. So I would really like to have what all this means so that we can explain it to the public. Yes, I would.
I'm not going to repeat that.
Yeah. That's just something for you to do.
I'll do that and put it in writing and send to you.
Thank you. That would be wonderful. Okay, I'm good now. Yeah.
Discussion and action on hotel occupancy tax service agreement with the Smithfield Chamber of Commerce and the city of Smithfield. Our chamber executive director is here. Come on up, Miss Kathy, just everybody can see you. Anybody have any questions for her?
I don't
do.
know if they're going to be fully for her, but maybe for the city as far as hot fund collections, and are they increasing? Are they doing anything? Do we have any money?
I did put that in my reports. If you look at the reports in your packet, you can see, and don't quote me because I don't remember off the top of my head where they are. But I did include that just in this new report. I'm gonna start doing that monthly.
Thank you.
Anybody have any questions for Kathy? Go ahead.
Kathy, will you be covering the revenue from this past year of the hot tax?
I believe that was covered and I'm presenting again in June, I believe, and I can go over that again. I'm presented in March and we did go over that. I believe Susie gave a presentation in August. So I can do that to cover 2025.
Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I can give you an update on what we're hoping to do in 2026. So, yeah, yeah.
So if I can just give a brief overview, for those that don't know, this is agreement between the city and the chamber, whereby the chamber manages the hot tax funds. The agreement that we have existing has aged out, basically. So this, agreement that's before you lays out, it just basically renews the contract as is, through December 31st of 2027. So essentially, the city will pay the allocation of hot funds to the chamber quarterly. And the chamber has responsibilities as outlined in the contract where it dictates how they allocate funds, how they use the funds, how they report, essentially everything. And so this just reauthorizes the existing contract.
Thank you.
I know Katie House is a large contributor of hot funds. Are we going to be more careful on how much money we're sending or budgeting for now that they're closing down?
That's a good question, only because we just had a couple in the visitor center, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, that was staying there. So I don't know if they're gonna stop renting it as an Airbnb. So that's a good question. And I can tell you this till June. I can tell you this, if we don't have it, I don't spend it. So if that goes down, then obviously I will be spending less, becoming more creative with the money that you do give us. Thank you.
Mayor, make a motion. Mayor, I make a motion that we approve the hotel occupancy tax services agreement with the Smithville Area Chamber of Commerce and the City of Smithville.
I'll second that.
A motion's been made and second. Dunham,
Yes.
Tovar,
Yes.
Jenkins.
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Griffin.
Yes.
Next item, discussion and action on appointment to the Smithfield Workforce Training Center Career Tracks Board to replace Jill Strube. Jeremy?
Speak to this. I was gonna let Robert speak to this, if that's okay. But essentially, the short and skinny of it is that Jill Strube, who I believe is here somewhere, is no longer essentially an employee of the city. The board members are elected every 2 years, and Robert, as our new Economic Development Director, would essentially have the opportunity to serve in that role.
Good evening, Robert Andrade, Economic Development Director for City of Smithville. I would ask you for the approval and the appointment. I have the background for it. I've worked in economic development for the last 25, and 9 of those years were in workforce development. I would love to be able to represent City of Smithville on their board.
Thank you. Any questions?
I believe the policy around it is all the nonprofits, or most, not, I know it's not all, but a lot of the nonprofits that we financially support, we have a board seat on. And this is one of them, and that's why we're needing to replace.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct, no different than hospital board.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to appoint to the Smithfield Workforce Training Center Career Tracks Board, Robert Andrade, to replace Jill Strube.
I'll second that motion.
Motion been made and second. Councilman Dunham,
Yes.
Tovar,
Yes.
Jenkins.
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Griffin.
Yes.
Thank you. Discussion and action on appointments to the Planning and Zoning Commission. And I had the pleasure of calling our lovely people that serve timelessly on these on this board. I did not hear back from Brian Wells, but I did not know my phone wasn't working either. So I believe, well, he's going to be reappointed. So surprise, Brian. Brian Wells, I spoke with Miss Kilgore. She is excited to serve. I spoke with Miss Caroline. She's excited to stay. Nancy Catherman, and I found Philip Slaughter. So we will remain with the planning and zoning with the 5 people on there.
One thing I'd like to add to this, that the planning and zoning is going to be who we turn to along with Sandy to do our impact fee studies and how we're going to arrange all this. So it's very important that we get them on this, and having the continuity of the people will be a really good thing for all of us.
Yes,
Mayor, I'll make a motion.
please.
Mayor, I make a motion that we, do I have to list all these names, don't I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you?
Yep.
No.
Just say we're going to keep the existing.
Keep the
Mayor,
executive
I
board.
make that we reappoint all. Okay. Mayor, I'll make a motion that we approve the slate of the Planning and Zoning Commission.
I'll second that.
Motion been made in second. Dunham,
Yes.
Tovar,
Yes.
Jenkins, Washington.
Yes.
Washington, and Griffin.
Yes.
I gotta get my order down here. All right, next item is discussion and action on a 1-year extension to 380 agreement for the SJ2 Development LLC.
So
Very good.
Clint Sidell.
I'm gonna excuse myself because I'm part owner. I know, but she put it on.
Hello, my name is Clint Sidell. I'm the president of SJ Squared. We're doing the Prairie subdivision out here. I come before council tonight to ask for an extension on our 380 agreement through to calendar year 2028. We've gotten 10 of the 28 finished out. We've got 10 units on the ground not sold because of whatever, a lot of different reasons, the political and economy, whatever, they're just not selling. So gives us the original 380 would have us build 8 more this year to finish the 28. And so we're asking for an extension. We have every intention. We are going to finish it. We are going to build the final 8. But so the plan now is to sell 2 and build 2, sell 2 and build 2. So just not sure how that timeline will develop. We're going to try to rent out some on the ground to help out with our cash flow. But the city, you're familiar with 380 or not, the city has received I've seen the upside of theirs. When we came in to do the 380, they asked for a utility easement between Quail Run and this property. And so that was part of, they were granted the utility easement. It's in place now. The property was a part of Bastrop County when we came in. They asked to have it annexed into the city of Smithfield and made part of the Smithfield tax base. We agreed to that. So the city has seen a majority of the upside. And so we would ask that you would consider giving us an extension so that we can keep our cost basis in line so we can sell affordable houses.
Is there a HOA on this?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I guess one concern, this predated my appointment to council. One concern that I have is the city at that time, in an effort to ease the development and everything with the easement, the utility easement, is the city requests, or the city took on the obligation to mow that easement on behalf of the HOA and on the subdivision to maintain it. Is there any sort of pathway with this potential extension to move that maintenance obligation back to the HOA?
No, I haven't, that hasn't been a part of discussion. And if needs to be a part of discussion and whatever, but it's the city's easement, they decided to rock it and they decided to do whatever. The city was very adamant that we had to delineate their easement. They didn't want people using it for an alleyway, parking boats and campers and whatever. So we agreed to build the fence and put no gates and that fence along that easement. There is no access to that easement from the subdivision property. So at the time, the big thing is to make sure that the people that the landowners, the homeowners knew that that wasn't their easement. Now we have to circle back and say, okay, HOA, will you take over the maintenance of that and whatever? But the discussion was on the other side previously, that was not an alleyway. That was not part of their property. They couldn't put buildings out there, storage buildings. They couldn't park boats or whatever. So, anything's open for discussion. Yes, sir. My initial is that well, yeah, it's open for discussion. I'm not ready to discuss it today, but
I think for me, I mean, my personal belief is we as a city, we want to make it easier for developers to come in and do certain things. But I worry about like those kind of decisions that are made and how they affect the long term. I mean, we just approved a $3,500 a month mowing contract, and so things like that in the back of my head,
I understand.
I'm cool. I'm good with approving a 380 especially if y'all would be willing to take back that maintenance, or the HOA takes back the maintenance, not you as the property owner, but I would be.
But the city owns the property, correct? So it's the city's
I'm
easement.
looking at how does
The easement is owned by them. The property is owned by them, but the easement is ours.
you own the surface. I own the dirt under it is part of the subdivision.
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes, we own that.
Yeah, that's what
It is. It's ours. It's not anybody else's. The other thing is, in this, it said a 1-year agreement, but I know that you're looking for a 2-year.
It was 2 years. Somebody misspoke.
Okay, I want
was
to
2
make
years.
sure that everybody understands that. It goes to 20
Through calendar year 28.
through calendar year 28. I want to make sure. Okay, Ryan, you have not gotten all of this back to us yet. Am I correct in that?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Okay, so I want to make sure, and I'm just asking you too. We can extend this if it's just for the 2 years. You're not changing any other part of the.
No,
Okay.
well, if you want to explain this or do you want me to explain this?
There are essentially two changes specifically. One is the extension to 2028, expiring December 31st of 28. The second is that the detention pond that was originally designed with the property ended up taking up a larger footprint, which absorbed one of the lots. So instead of 9 homes being built to meet the requirement, it drops to 8 because
Okay.
there is no additional space for that 9th lot.
Perfect. That's okay with that because the city demanded that you have this.
Yeah, it
So
was, the original one was a 2-stage system, pump system
Mhm.
that that the engineers decided was unreliable.
Mhm.
So instead of a 2-stage system, we went with a 1-stage system, which needed more surface area or more volume.
Right.
So we gave up a lot to make sure the retention pond was done correctly and per the engineer.
Well, and that's great because that tells us there's more to the 380 that you've given up. So I'm good with that. Mayor's not here, so I'm going to have to have a motion. I'll make the motion.
Got somebody that wants to speak.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Jenny Rayleigh.
Okay, it's lit. I would request of the council to postpone this vote until some of us have a chance to read the 380 and investigate it a little further because this was put on the website that this item had been deleted from the agenda. I checked it this afternoon before the phone company went broke. So I would request that the council members put put this off for a further day and further investigation, allow some of us citizens to look at it.
Okay, council, I can make the motion, but if you're not going to approve it right now, there's no sense in that, so. do
No,
you want-
I think waiting until we actually have the document. I mean, that's exactly what's printed in my.
Thank you.
packet. It's being postponed.
Thank you, Mr. Dunham.
Okay, so,
Council, may I
yes.
jump in? To get it to you, I need to make sure I got all the terms you want, right?
yes.
And so I need to get some guidance on specifically what you
Well,
want
the
included.
two changes that we
Okay.
just talked were the detention plan, which lost that, and the 2 years. No other changes to it.
Okay.
Mayor Pro Tem, may I make a suggestion that we authorize the city manager to negotiate a 380?
That's what I was gonna do, was to
Okay.
negotiate that, but they want to extend, they don't want to, the public saying no to that. If you want to make that motion, I can make that motion right now.
We're
If
asking that we
we-
be available so that we have the access to the 380 so that we can peruse it as well.
I think we should move to have the city manager negotiate and then present us with a 380 agreement based on
Okay.
the discussions being had today.
I have a question for Mr. Dunham. Will that be held in a special session?
I doubt it would.
No,
Yeah.
shouldn't be. Well,
It-
it can be. It could be held, if it gets all this done, it could be done when we're gonna do the firefighter stuff, which would be next week.
Either then or the regular June meeting, whichever one.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Jenkins.
Yes. All right, I'm gonna make a motion for the city manager to act on the city council's benefit to work with the lawyer to oversee the changes to the 380 agreement for, let's see, for the SJ two Development LLC, and that bring it back to us as soon as possible if we can for the next meeting, please. I guess I need a second.
I'll second. Does this need to be a motion or just direction?
Do you,
I guess that's a question. I also said motion.
okay. So we got a second. I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All right, Dunham,
Yes.
Tovar,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
Washington, Meek, Meek, and Winnie. I'll just call you Winnie.
Yes.
It's too hard to get used to names, I'm telling you. I can't even.
Be sure I'm clear. What exactly did y'all just agree to?
Okay, what we agreed to right here is we're sending this to the city manager and the lawyer, and they're gonna do those two changes that we just talked about to it. And then it will come back to us next week at the special called city council meeting. And we will put it before council and either, and council will approve or deny. That's how that is. I can't guarantee that because I don't know how everybody votes.
Well, that's fine. That's, yeah. that-
Yeah.
I do a TPIA. I'm sorry, I apologize. If I do a TPIA, the city has more than a week to reply to that TPIA. So there is a possibility that citizens can't get a copy of the 380 until after you hold the meeting.
Yeah, June.
It's up to you.
What I was.
In June, put it on the next,
Thank you.
oh,
Thank you.
fine, yeah, just put it on June's meeting.
It
And
would, it would be, and I'll just say this, it will be on the city's website. We would have to be posted there for us to have it at the meeting. So he would have to have it back and the whole thing would be posted so you could see it at the special meeting.
At the June meeting.
Yeah, it will be posted right there.
Okay, next item. Yes, thank you.
Before you go, can we allow Robert?
Sorry, Robert.
Quick, we have all of our 380s already posted on our website. There's a link.
Oh.
But also, no, just that. Thanks.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you. All right, and we'll go to the June and then we're all good. And then we go to, thank you. Discussion and action on update retention agreement with Ryan Henry Law Firm. All righty.
Everybody's asking for more money. What is the deal here?
Who wants to speak to it?
I'm fine to chime in, council. You've been given rates that were basically kind of carried over from your prior city attorney, Jason, with the, I'll say the current status of things, maintaining competitive nature to get good attorneys that can learn this stuff and stay. And municipal law is a weird world unto itself. I'm having to kind of raise the rates across the board. I'll say it's an inflation thing, but it's also a retention matter in order to get people that will stay. That's kind of what I have to do in order to keep providing you the services you need. That makes sense?
Well, we gotta have you. So anybody got any questions?
I have a
What
question.
is this a exempt, like a bidding exempt expense?
Yes,
Okay.
it's a professional service, and so you don't have to do the bidding.
Mr. Henry, just for transparency,
Yeah.
what are our current rates?
Your current rates, I believe mine are at 250. And then it goes down to, I think, 225. And it kind of goes down from there. Normally, I reference it as what my rate is because that's going to be the highest rate you pay. And so I believe you're right now we're at 250. But the senior associates are going to be at 225.
Okay. And then do we have any caps or retainers or any do not exceed situations or safeguards in place?
That can be done like on an individual basis with certain projects. If I'm given an assignment to do this, but don't exceed a certain amount, that I can do that. Otherwise, I'm on call. I'm really not proactive with you guys. I'm reactive. So you trigger me when you need me. If you don't trigger me, I don't bill you. Right? So that's kind of how I help you manage your costs. That way you are the ones that control when I'm triggered.
And
Did that answer your question?
Sir, thank you.
Okay.
I believe we also have a policy that all requests for the city manager have to be triggered by all requests for the city attorney have to be triggered by the city
Yes.
manager.
That's correct.
That was another way to. keep
Unless
that
he's
list.
told someone it's okay to talk to me.
Yeah.
They can't talk.
And I would also add that Ryan did provide us a complete list of situations whereby his services could not be utilized in an effort to save us money. So we have those options as well to kind of offset some of the cost.
When I don't need to be here with what's on the agenda.
Thank you.
You want a motion, Mayor?
Gotta have it.
Okay, I make a motion that we accept the unupdated retention agreement with Ryan Henry Law Firm.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made and second. Dunham?
Yes.
Tovar?
Yes.
Jenkins?
Yes.
Washington?
Yes.
Griffin?
Yes.
Discussion and action on an update of the budget process, our favorite time of year. All right, Jeremy, take it away. Oh, did I skip one?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm good.
I put this on the agenda, and basically what I was asking for from Jeremy is a updated timeline of when we're gonna have our budget workshops and what we're gonna do over the next 2 to 3 months and how it's gonna lay out and look. It's not so much about what the budget is, because till the final numbers come in, we can't really act, but we can hear from the different departments. We can get information out to the citizens and move forward in several other ways.
Right. And Jennifer, do you have I did put together just kind of a brief overview with a timeline, and I think she can pull that up here pretty quick. Okay, so this is just kind of a basic overview. So we started the process a little earlier this year because I am new to the city and I wanted to get a head start. So we basically met with all 22 departments at this point, minus the fire department, which we are still working towards. And so essentially the process is And you'll see where it says meet with staff to review current project statuses and short-term plans. When I say that we've got a head start, that's the part that I'm referencing in terms of what are your needs for this next fiscal year, and what do you foresee as challenges and costs associated with those. So in June, essentially, we would receive a share, I would receive and share the BCAD preliminary assessed property values. So I've actually handed that out to you, and that is the first iteration of that, meaning that it'll happen multiple times. This preliminary, there'll be multiple preliminaries, basically, is what I'm saying. But this is the most recently received, and ideally, we would then meet with staff, which we've already done, to review current projects and short-term plans. We would provide an update to the city council regarding those plans and some of the initiatives that you all have as a body, as a governing body. And forgive the typo, it says 24-25, but I meant 26-27. Budget status, revenues versus expenditures, what are our debt obligations, what are our remaining funds in the tax notes, et cetera. So we look at all pots of money, all expenditures, all costs. In or around June 17th of this year, we would have a budget workshop, which the community would be invited to provide input if desired. We would also, in July, receive our certified final property assessments. And then we would meet with the staff again. So this meeting with the staff, basically what we're doing is we're refining the plan as we get more information. As that information becomes more specific, the desires and wishes of those different departments has to be adjusted. So ultimately, that initial meeting with those 22 departments was essentially to say, if you had a magic wand or if you could get whatever you wanted to and money wasn't an issue, what would you get? Now, once we start receiving more information, we start to make realistic decisions, and we whittle that list down to what is realistic and what is actually affordable. So when we are meeting again those second and third times around, it's because we've received more information that gives us more insight as to what we actually have available. At that point, we would identify the top 3 to 5 projects of the council, because as the governing body, it is your decision as to where we spend those monies. And we would prioritize the needs, evaluate headcounts, determine if there's a cost of living merit, all the decisions that you all are tasked with. The yellow sheets, again, will be handed back out. And the yellow sheets are essentially the sheets that are the individual budgets of each department. They would be handed out to the department again, and we would go through the utility fund and the general fund, because those are 2 different funds. We would identify some of the fixed costs that we can't control, such as property insurance. And I say we can't control, the fixed costs that essentially are not extremely negotiable. Everything is, obviously, we shop our health insurance every year, for example, and we get the best rate we can get. Property insurance, maintenance and operations, debt services, all those things, some of those things are fixed. For example, we don't control the cost of electricity, or some of those grant matching requirements. So there's a lot of things that we actually know that are fixed costs that we then roll into our process. And and forgive me if I skip a line or two, but essentially we would have a third budget meeting and discussion. Well, the second will be July 30th. The third, in August, we would meet with the mayor and the council for that last workshop. We would meet with staff to review and discuss the proposed back and forth between the council and what the departments say that they need to get the job done. We would evaluate headcount again, and we would do one final yellow sheet. And those things will be communicated to the community. We would communicate our proposed tax rate to the public and set a date when the tax rate would be adopted for FY 26-27. At that point, we would present that budget workshop and have a final public hearing. So there'll be multiple opportunities for the community and the council to provide input. It's not going to be a one round and then we'll just write it and sign it. It doesn't work that way. We finally have a fourth budget workshop on September 9th. And that would be essentially the final workshop. We've gone through this process 4 times now. We've gone through the 22 departments 4 times. We've, discussed it with the community 4 times. So at that point, we feel pretty confident that we have a budget that we can actually adopt and approve. And the budget itself would be adopted on September the 14th roughly, which is the council meeting in the month of September. In October, it would become effective October 1 since we're on a fiscal year, a federal fiscal year, October 1 to September 30. And so at that point, there are some reporting requirements that Jennifer generally takes care of, but she's done this process multiple times. So those are kind of that bottom square there is kind of an overview of the budget workshops as well as the final council meeting and as well as the adoption date. So, and I'm happy to share this once I make a correction to one of my mistakes, but this is essentially the timeline.
This,
I have a question. So, do the departments have a liaison on the council, or are you the liaison?
The departments do not have a liaison on the council. We meet directly with the department heads, and they, form their internal budget, but in conjunction with the city manager.
so this document that was issued by BCAD is showing that over the past 5 years, preliminary tax values have decreased by 12% to the certified tax values.
We would argue. So I was having a conversation with Cynthia today, and she actually looked at the actual value versus what the statement says. And it is actually, according to the math that we looked at, it's actually not 12%. So I'm not saying that they got it wrong. Obviously, they're the expert, but we have information that seems to disagree with that.
Well, that seems to be better information than what I was going to ask for. Basically, I just wanted to understand, last year we were kind of surprised midway through the budget process that tax values were going down.
Yep.
And that was the first time in many, many years that we were going to be collecting less tax than previously. Do we have an indication if we're going down again this year? Even ballpark, I'm not going to hold you to this. I just want to know like rough ballpark. If up, down, neutral, where are we headed?
Well, currently there are several categories that actually aren't calculated into this, like mineral rights and industrial property tax rates. And so there's several things that this is a preliminary, so that number will absolutely change. So it's hard to say. I don't want to speak on behalf of BCAD because again, they do this. But you may have a different opinion.
And Fawn will be glad to come out. All we have to do is ask her. She will come out and do a town hall
Yeah.
for the citizens and explain a whole lot of this stuff to people. But one thing, before you say, as I look at this, what I do know is if the evaluations go down, that means the no new tax rate, the VAR and all of that go up in order to make it where it's supposed to be. So that's one of the things that happen, even if we want, and we should try to go to the no new revenue rate. If we do that, then we're still going to be paying more in taxes because you have to collect that to get to the same level.
Yeah. And I guess what I'm after is really just, are we, when we're making the request, when we're talking to citizens about what we'd like to see go into the budget, just have an expectation of, hey, we're going to be even tighter than we were last year. I mean, that's kind of what I'm after is, are we going to be tighter or are we not? Like, yeah.
Yeah, because these numbers that are on here will change because there's several properties that are still under review. So these numbers are more than likely probably at your highest right now. So you can almost bet that these numbers are going to go down. And if you look to the average household value is an increase from last year. So that will have effect on what people pay in income tax for the property tax, not income tax, the property tax. But we do get these, you can get the preliminary reviews. The county has it on their website.
For sure.
So if you go every week, I think they update it every week. So you can actually go on, but they're not final till that July 25th date.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it
And
constantly
it was more
changes.
just, as y'all are budgeting, which way are y'all headed? I guess I just want to know that.
And you'll, once you get this Word document finished, you'll get that to the council as soon as possible. Thank you.
It's just one or two typos essentially, but I can forward it to you by the morning.
Do we need any action on it?
No, this is not.
No action taken. It was just for FYI. Okay, so we are on to discussion and action on a recycling permit for the Smithville ISD.
Everyone, I was with, a lot of the council and we were at the CapCod meeting at, Bastrop. And I was approached by, one of the officials from the Smithville Independent School District wondering if we would, they would like to start recycling at our center, which means a lot of cardboard and a whole lot of stuff coming to the center. This is how how we get trailers. That meeting was excellent because, CapCog assured me that they would do everything they could to get the grant for us to get the trailers to park at the school district to get the white paper. Whether that comes to fruition, we don't know, but they have different ways of doing it that they haven't been locked into before. CapCog has changed a lot of how they're doing their grants. That was apparent at that meeting. So what I would like to do is issue at the school districts, however they want to do it, whether they want 1 or 4, so they can give it to the guys driving the trucks. They can pull up, they can unload. They don't have to go back and forth with one deal and give them to them as we would a nonprofit so that we can get that recycling and it doesn't go in the trash.
Make a motion.
Okay, you're gonna abstain? Okay.
I'm gonna abstain.
Winnie works.
I work for the school district, so I'm abstaining from this.
So I make a motion that we extend recycling permits to the Smithville Independent School District, maximum of 4 for them to bring the recycling to the recycling center.
I'll second that motion.
A motion been made in second. Dunham,
Yes.
Tovar,
Yes.
Jenkins.
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Griffin is not voting because she works at the school. Number 21, discussion and action on entering into a contract with Singleton, Clark and Company, PC, for the 2025-2026 fiscal year audit.
Our finance director could speak to it better, but essentially Singleton, Clark and Company performed our audit this year and they've submitted a new letter of engagement for the upcoming year. We are not required to switch our auditors and they are familiar with our internal finances and they work very well with our staff. So we would recommend that we renew that relationship for another year so that they can perform our audit for the upcoming year. And unless Cynthia has something, I think that's essentially what she would have said. Okay.
Mayor, I'll make a motion. Mayor, I make a motion that we enter into a contract with Singleton, Clark and Company, PC, for the 2025-2026 fiscal year audit.
I second that.
Motion been made in second. Dunham.
Yes.
Tovar.
Yes.
Jenkins.
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Griffin.
Yes.
Now we're 22, discussion and action on a resolution supporting the nomination of Mayor Pro Tem Jimmy Jenkins as a candidate for the Texas Municipal League President-elect, requesting that the members of the TML nominating committee select and nominate Jimmy Jenkins to serve as President-elect. It pretty well states everything. Go ahead.
It does, but Mr. Jenkins, I would like to ask you to give a short explanation of the significance of TML or Texas Municipal League for our citizens.
I did. Man, you're trying to cut me down here, aren't you? Okay, TML is the Texas Municipal League, and they support cities in many, many ways through risk pool and everything else. And they have a structure of elected officials and regional directors that help from the different cities that help guide how TML acts and governs and helps cities at the legislature and everything else. The current president did not get elected in her municipality, so she has to step down as of today. The president-elect will be moving up to president, so they will be nominating and electing a new president-elect, and I was asked to run for it, so I submitted this to council.
I would like to make a motion on a resolution supporting the nomination of Mayor Pro Tem Jimmy Jenkins as a candidate for Texas Municipal League. Me, start over. I would like to make a motion on a resolution supporting the nomination of Mayor Pro Tem Jimmy Jenkins as a candidate for Texas Municipal League President-elect, requesting that the member of the TML nominating committee select nominated Jimmy Jenkins to serve as president-elect.
I second the motion.
A motion's been made and second. Dunham?
Yes.
Griffin?
Yes.
Can you vote?
She can't, I can't.
Jenkins?
No, I can't vote.
No vote for Jenkins. Washington?
Yes.
Tovar?
Yes.
I think I skipped y'all too. Okay, I've got it through. This one is discussion and action on 2 regularly monthly council meetings.
I'm the one that kind of brought this to everybody's attention. We have been having so many special called and nobody knows when we're going to have meetings. No, it's just coming up. People are not able to attend. If we're going to continue down the path that we're going, and I believe we will because we're just having so many things at council, I would like to see us, if the council is in agreement, to move to 2 meetings a month. We might have to change the first one to the first of the month and the other one to the third, but we could make 2 meetings and not have to worry about scheduling special council meetings.
When is the school district?
The third.
So that would conflict.
What about second and fourth?
Second and fourth, be good too.
Because we already do second, correct? So then just add the fourth.
I do have one concern with it, and comes down to staff. These meetings are in the evening. They're getting comp time. They're not, they still work all day and then they come in here to do this meeting. It's not like they come in late or anything like that. They're still coming in. So to now have a regularly scheduled, I'm on board with potentially having a dedicated optional meeting, but to have a standardized 2 meeting a month approach, I just get worried about the amount of comp time that we're putting out. A lot of whenever staff do decide to part ways with the city, they are paid out for their unused PTO. And so they are using their comp time instead of their PTO. And that money becomes very, very dramatic. The amount of PTO that is left unused.
Well, as I say, we have had so many special called city council meetings. Sometimes we've had 2 special called in the month.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to do is make it so everybody has a standard to where we're working for. I don't mind if we just do an option like that.
Yeah.
Jennifer, any comments?
My only comment would be that it would be an ordinance that would come back to you later once y'all decide what y'all want to do.
Okay, and we do have to change the ordinance anyway, don't we? Because there's something in the ordinance right now that exists that is not correct.
Yes,
So
it
we
says
need
that
to
we have
change that.
meetings at 7 PM.
So if you want to do this as an optional
We do it.
step, but we don't have.
Can we
to
do it as optional in the ordinance?
Can we make it so if we don't need it, we don't have to have it?
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so will you draft the ordinance for optional?
Okay.
6 PM.
And it's 6, and
At
that would
6.
be the second Monday and the fourth Monday.
Just optional.
Fourth Monday would be optional.
If
Okay,
needed. Okay,
You
so
need a motion?
I need a motion.
all right. Let's see, where are you? Mayor, I make a motion that we agree to have 2 regular council meetings a month with the first one on the second Monday, the last one on the fourth, which will be optional if we do not need to have it.
I'll second that motion.
Motion's been made and second. Dunham?
No.
Yes.
Tovar, yes. Jenkins?
Yes.
Washington?
Yes.
Griffin?
Yes.
Did you get that, Jennifer?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I say something about it?
Can we?
Is it too
speak?
late?
You can say
Just a comment. So I believe, like, as far as development wise, we have developers coming in needing to get stuff, and sometimes it does have to come to the council. I do feel like that would help us get the ball rolling for them instead of them having to wait another month, for things to come in. That would be the benefit for me or for the others to have just to kind of keep this
Everything.
agenda a little bit smaller. So hopefully we would be able to get out faster. Just my thought.
Very good. Number 24, discussion and action on opening an airport bank account for grant assurances.
So when airport owners or sponsors, planning agencies, or other organizations accept funds from the FAA or from FAA administered airport programs, financial assistance programs, whether that be grants or whatever the case, they must agree to certain obligations or assurances. These obligations require the recipients to maintain and operate their facilities safely and efficiently and in accordance with specified conditions. The assurances may be attached to the application for the grant, for example, for federal assistance, and become part of the final grant offer or in restrictive covenants to property deeds. The duration of the obligations depend on the type of recipient, the useful life of the facility being developed, and other conditions stipulated in those assurances. This was something that was brought to our attention when Sandy was able to attend the airport conference. He can speak more directly to that, but essentially I wanted to give him an opportunity to speak to this if he would like to.
Basically, what Jeremy said is the whole nutshell. You accepted funding from the federal government, but not only the federal government, but the state. And the state has grant assurances as well. The obligation we have is those funds have to go into a specific account. And it's not like for the last 50 years that we've had an airport that it hadn't been done correctly. It's just we need to do a little housekeeping. All of the income that comes in from fuel sales, rentals of hangars, leases of hangars, leases of ground, leases with the mechanic shop, all income from the airport has to go into an account and then come back and be paid out to the airport. It cannot go into the general fund. Specifically, paragraph 25 in the grant assurances that the FAA puts out, and the state of Texas just basically adopted whatever the FAA puts out. But they say the sponsor does certify that an airport fund has been established for the sponsor, that's us, and that all fees, charges, rents, and money from any source derived from the airport operations will be deposited for the benefit of the airport fund and will not be diverted for other general revenue fund expenditures or other special funds of the sponsor, and that all expenditures from the fund will be solely for the airport purposes. The only exception to that, and they do have a very detailed exception, gets into, and the easiest one that I can think of is property tax. The money that comes into the county and the city from airport property tax, that money would go to your general fund and to the BCAD. So what we're talking about here is, and I had very in-depth conversation with Cynthia and Jeremy about this. The way we've done this always in the past, and never the 20 years Cynthia's worked here, is they code everything that comes in, and when it goes into the account, they know where that money came from, where it went, and when it comes back out to pay the bills. No airport in the United States that's publicly owned works in the black. They all work in the red. But the main goal is, and what I've strived for out there, is to get airport income to reach a level where there's less that has to come from the city general fund to help support the airport. And airports aren't really looked at nationwide as a moneymaker. They're looked at as this economic driver for commerce. It's what comes into the airport is what's the most important thing. So if you have any questions about that, I'd be glad to answer.
One thing, so if I'm hearing what you're saying, right, this money will go into this account to pay for the bills that are needed at the airport. Am I correct? So
Correct.
everything, and I'm just saying this, we are now putting the mowing under the tax note. So if all of this funding is going to that, mowing is part of the airport, that is part of the airport upkeep.
Right,
That could, as we go forward, could be paid for that.
right. If you look at the budget,
Tree trimming, that wasn't the mowing. That was cutting down the trees. in the
Oh, no, I
tax
thought the
note.
mowing was in the tax note.
no, it's not.
The
No,
mowing's in
but-
As in the general fund? Okay, well, general.
And when you look at the budget,
That way.
just last year as an example, and the years prior,
Mhm.
mowing is listed in there,
Okay,
just like contract services and then maintenance and all those kind of things. But we have so much more money coming in now
yes.
than we've ever had in the past between fuel sales, rentals, the hangars that we own that are rented out. In round numbers, it's around $100,000 a year coming in now, and that's going to increase over time. So that money, all I was wanting to do was, I learned that this is a housekeeping thing, let's call it. And Cynthia would have to orchestrate getting another account set up with Jeremy's approval and you guys' approval, and that account would be where all funds would be directed to. And at some point, she has to work out the money that's been coded from the airport into the general fund to get that money when they're paying bills out till that money is all expended. Then everything would only come from that airport fund, except where we fall short.
Cynthia, would this end up looking like general fund, utility fund, airport fund?
Yeah, basically I'd have to create a special fund. I mean, we don't technically budget, but and it would have an impact on our budget this year because a lot of that expense for the airport would then move to this checking account.
Okay.
Where everything, I mean, currently I do everything in a Department 190, so I know everything that's
It's easy to
related.
move it over.
Yeah, it's gonna take a little bit to move everything over, but
Easy was a
but-
loose word.
yeah, but this is like he says, it's basically I've kept it separate before. It's always been separate. You know, we knew what it was, but this would just be a lot easier. And a lot of your grants do, and we do all our grants that way. All of our MIT grants, CDBG, sidewalk grants, they all have their own checking accounts specifically for that purpose so that those funds aren't used for something else. So that's basically what we're doing, trying to set it up so we don't
Perfect.
commingle those funds
Yeah.
in that, and that way we can keep it separate.
And
And the
I'll-
accounting's a lot cleaner.
Almost all the stuff that, with the improvements that we get are all grant funded. Am I correct about that? Except for the hangars that we ended up having to pay for.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything else is pretty
Yeah,
much
we get,
grant
yeah,
funded.
because we get.
So that will alleviate that. It'll start coming out of that, so we know where that money's going and we know how it's coming.
Just like the lighting project
Yep.
that we're starting in August.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
all been, the down payment, if you think of it that way, our 10% has all been paid. And because the bids came in less, we're going to be getting a refund after the project's completed. And that money can then go towards the AWAS weather system that'll be going in later in the year.
How does this impact future tax notes? Because I know a lot of money that we have spent on that has been a general fund tax note. Are we allowed to use that money on the airport anymore once this fund is created?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a
Thank
short
you.
answer.
You were gonna have a whole story.
I did, he grabbed that mic ready to go.
Well, billing by the word usually isn't as productive.
Yeah. Um, I guess another question, I don't know that we're allowed to talk about it, but this kind of brings me to another nonprofit that we may potentially need an ILA with Friends of 84R, I believe is their name,
Yes.
and how that gets affected with, that may be something else to think about.
It's a totally separate account
Yeah,
that they generate, and we do deposit those in a sub account, and Cynthia takes care of
we
that.
do have a savings account that's strictly for the fly-in.
Yeah.
There's a separate account, if you ever look on our stuff, that is designated just for that already.
And
It-
that may be
it's
just
not
we need
commingled or anything.
an interlocal agreement with that nonprofit as well too. I guess I'll make a motion.
Ready?
Yeah. Mayor, I'll make a
Good
motion.
information.
What's that?
That was a lot of information.
Mayor, I make a motion on opening an airport bank account and creating an airport fund for grant assurances.
I'll second that.
A motion's been made in second. Dunham?
Yes.
Tovar?
Yes.
Jenkins?
Yes.
Washington?
Yes.
Griffin?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I'll remind you about the fly-in this Saturday.
Oh, that's a good one.
16th, we postponed and moved.
Postpone
The
weather.
weather's looking better for this weekend, so I hope you'll all be there. And a special invitation to the new council women. Anytime you have to come out, I'll be glad to give you a tour and show you around what we do there and what the city has as a real diamond. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for all your hard work. Discussion and action on an ordinance regarding the municipal court's jurisdiction based on recent state law changes.
Okay, I'll do it. At the last legislative session, the state law expanded the jurisdiction of your kind of municipal court. There are technically two kinds. This is kind of just bringing it up to those standards because you would have more options on how to deal with things in the city, including, dilapidated structures, dangerous dogs, a bunch of other things that are not necessarily like ticket oriented, criminally oriented. It's expanded your ability to do that. So this just says you can do all that stuff if you need to, right?
Okay.
And so it gives you the outer bounds, then you guys decide, how far in the inside you want to go.
Mayor, I'll make a motion.
Go ahead.
Make a motion that we adopt an ordinance regarding the municipal court's jurisdiction based on recent state law changes.
Second.
A motion's been made in second. Dunham?
Yes.
Tovar?
Yes.
Jenkins?
Yes.
Washington?
Yes.
Griffin?
Yes.
Cynthia's favorite part, discussion and action on the approval of the financial report.
I do have somebody that wants to speak.
Go ahead. Wait. Come on up to. Yeah, just come up to the microphone.
Thank you. I have a question. At one time, the city council functioned under the most current edition of Robert's Rules of Order. Do you still do that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I believe we have
The latest edition.
That's
Well,
right.
technically, Robert's Rules is your guide,
Mhm.
Yes.
right?
Policy and procedure.
Yes, but it's not exactly mandatory that you check every box the way Roberts works. Technically, Roberts has a section in it that says if you are a board under 15, Roberts won't work very well for you. And so we basically use it as a guiding principles to motions, votes, if you have a privileged motion and things like that, to make sure it's clear what you're voting on.
Right.
Okay, but many of the things in Roberts don't apply to you.
And we in this past year passed an ordinance regarding parliamentary
Parliamentary
procedure, right?
Right, and that actually does trump any of the aspects in Robert's rules.
And so that ordinance,
Yeah, we have a parliament
and
procedure.
maybe if you send a message to Jennifer, she'll be able to point you to that exact ordinance because it lays out exactly how the meeting's supposed to go now.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Cynthia, give us your overview.
Give them overview. Okay, you should have in your packet the April financial report. Overall, the city is at the 10 million of the $16 million on the revenue side. Basically, our revenue and expenses overall for general and utility and everything, we're pretty well even. If you look a little bit deeper, the general fund is definitely on the good side. Again, we're still maintaining that property tax. Eventually, it's slowly going down. Our utilities going the other direction. So it's hopefully by the end of the year, it'll all meet our budget requirements. I don't know if you have any specific questions on the budget. I mean, pretty well where we're supposed to be at this time of the year, so.
Are there any departments either one of you are concerned about with budgets?
The. Your general fund, is the one, general admin and utility admin, of course, it's been hit just
due to Robert leaving and legal fees and some of those. So her department's a little bit over at this time, which more than likely will be, I don't foresee making that up. I mean, hopefully we'll get more revenue, or there'll be something that'll come in and hopefully offset in some other departments, or we'll have some savings somewhere else
Okay.
that we can apply. It's kind of hard to tell at this time of the year whether that's going to happen or not, but if we can kind of control our expenses going forward, maybe we can make that happen.
That's good. When do your rates go up?
No. But if you're having 2 meetings a month, it's gonna go up.
That's
Called option.
why I voted no.
So that goes back to Jeremy and I discussing when I really need to be here.
Yeah,
Right.
and then,
It'll
you
level
know,
off, I think.
yeah.
Just have had a lot going on.
Yes.
Wow.
Mayor, I'll make a motion.
Okay, very good.
Make a motion on the approval of the financial report as presented.
I second that motion.
A motion's been made and seconded. Dunham,
Yes.
Tovar,
Yes.
Jenkins.
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Griffin.
Yes.
Closed session.
All right, the city council will hold an executive session pursuant to Open Meetings Act, Government, Chapter 551, Government, in accordance with the authority contained in Section 551074 to discuss personnel, quarterly evaluation of our city manager. And second part is the city will hold an executive session pursuant to Open Meetings Act, Chapter 551, in accordance with the authority contained in Section 551086, certain public power utilities, competitive matters, deliberation, discussion, and consideration of an action on amendment to the wholesale power agreement with the Lower Colorado River Authority. We're going into closed session. I don't have a phone. What time is it? Anybody? Who has a time? 7:57.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you. Yes, thank you. They're my mom. My mom brought them. I told Liam, I was like, take those with you whenever you leave.
All right, we're back into open meeting. I lost my glasses. As a result of the executive session due to the closed session topic regarding 551-086, it can be voted on in closed session. Do we need to? No action. Okay, so no action taken? Okay, no action taken on both items. Meeting adjourned.